Okay guys, welcome back to a session with me and only me today. So we have so far covered since prep finished 2 of my training sessions, and 1 of the push sessions and the leg session. So today we are hitting back and biceps. This is the only exposure my back gets to training per week. It's still fairly low volume, but every single movement kind of hits the mark. Except a couple, which I'll come on to when we get there, because I'm still figuring things out a little bit. But this session isn't too different from my sort of prep off-season sessions. It's still very bodybuilding orientated. It's still very, you know, kind of, I suppose, accurate to try and get the most out of it. One thing you will no doubt enjoy, and I'm sure Sam will have a giggle at, is this session does have pull-ups in. And I have not got any better since I started them. It is a little bit depressing, but I am going to be stubborn as I can until they either get better or I do give up, but not yet, not yet. So stay tuned for the pull-ups. Starting off with a single arm pull down on the granite here. Very nice smooth movement. Just building up to 1 working set, and then we've got a couple of row variations, some upper back, the pull-ups, and then some biceps to finish. So we'll get into it. I am feeling great. Training is going fantastically. Within myself, I could not feel any better. So yeah, we'll get stuck in. I'll chat more through the session and we will get it done. So, normal sort of style of warming up for me. 3 sets, heavier every one. 12 reps on the first, 8 on the second, 4th on the last. And that's going to go into 1 working set here, keeping the reps high-ish, like I'm aiming for 10 plus. I think I got 9 last time. So again, the lead in, the warm-up sets, whatever you want to call them. A, get that connection with the movement. B, it's the first movement, so I just want to make sure that I am warm and I feel ready for the first set. And then we attack it 1 set. No chance to fuck it up, no chance to miss, and then we move on. So let's load up and get done. So I always do my stronger arm first, which might be counterintuitive, but it just means I force everything I can out of my weaker arm. So I say I got like 11 reps. Last rep was maybe a bit scrappy on the left. I got 11 reps on the right. Last 2 reps were pretty scrappy. But like I said, rather than staying within myself on the left, I'll just take myself further on the right. And that's that done. Because I'm not training for competition per se, I don't really want to waste too much time on single arm stuff, because at the end of the day it is more time dominating to do single arm movements. It takes longer to set up, it takes longer to execute a full set, both arms. However, if you're looking to bring up your back, I would very much look into utilising more than 1 single arm movement. So, you know, maybe a pull down, a row, because you're going to be able to connect. You're also going to be able to get more range through, because you can slightly rotate and really drive the elbow, especially for a lat, drive the elbow down and in. So do not neglect single arm stuff, but also appreciate that it's going to take a little bit longer. Oh. So that is the top set there. That is the heaviest, probably most daunting set of the session. One I really want to progress on. I got an extra partial. We'll take it. Two things to talk about. Chest supported T-bar row. People like our upper back, lat, like what are you doing, what are you thinking about? My honest answer is I do the T-bar row in a position that I find most comfortable in terms of letting my arms track where they want to go. I suppose it's slightly more upper back. So, like if you're finding yourself forcing your arms, elbows into positions that just feel wank and you're not able to lift as much because of it, just don't do it. Just let them move where they want to move. And then the other point is body English. There is a little bit. There's only so much you can really kind of achieve on this though. So again, I wouldn't concern yourself too much about it, but obviously be mindful, you know, this is where there's value in like recording your sets to see sort of how ugly it looks when it gets really hard. So for me, this week, I'm going to do a back off set for the first time this training phase. I slowly increase volume here and there in my sessions. I'm eating more now. I am a little bit heavier. I feel great. So where I can, I am, but I'm also not doing what the old Josh would have done, which is go fucking mental with it. So I'm keeping it very controlled. But today's time for a back off set here. I thought about it last week, put it off. We're bringing it in today. So I'll drop down to 4 plates and go again. Prime row next. Probably one of the best rows you can get from a machine perspective. Obviously with all the prime stuff you can load it differently. People massively overthink it. I have loaded the top pin as well as the middle. Majority goes on the middle for an even profile, a little bit on the top, so that as we get into that contracted position, it does get a little bit lighter and easier. But honestly, I see people take the piss out of this and put in loads on the top. And I just think I would always focus most on the middle. Realistically, you're not really going to need any on the bottom ever, because you don't want it to be light there and heavy there. You want it heavy there, lighter. But yeah, one more warm-up set, top back off set, locked in. Again, elbows pulling kind of where I feel most natural. My back at this point feels very much on. I can't really distinguish too much between upper and lower. So we'll just go to town. So it's funny, as I was saying what I just said about resistance profiles and not overcomplicating it, I realized that like I could record this session for you guys and make it sound super fucking nerdy and technical, but the work that would get done is exactly the same. And I think, you know, everyone, coaches, influencers, they're all trying to sound smart and sound intelligent and sound like they know what they're doing, which they no doubt do. But when it comes down to it, it's often just words. Like the difference between me over explaining this movement or just saying grip it and rip it, don't think too much about it. The outcome is going to be pretty similar, providing your execution isn't a pile of wank. And I think that's definitely something that is getting lost in social media and in, you know, some of the young guys that start with me are asking super elaborate, complicated, unnecessary questions, when the fact of the matter is they go in the gym and they don't train hard. So listen, absorb, digest, analyze, but at the end of the day, when you're in here, fucking zone in and just go. Release any pent-up frustration and fucking enjoy lifting. Don't panic yourself and stress yourself about optimal. Sam's taking the piss out of me because I'm sat down, and I said not long ago never to sit down during sessions, which I stand by. But I'm retired now. Hobby builder, it's a different matter. Anyway, I said something at the beginning, I can't remember exactly what, how I was kind of, this session had something different in, something along those lines. So I've been doing since training with SAS actually, I put in like an upper back superset at this point, towards the end of the back portion, for a bit of intensity, a bit of volume, but I've not really found the right exercises. I was doing like a cable high row into a cable shrug, but I wasn't feeling it. So for the first time today, I've done that bent over row with the dumbbells, which I've not done in a long time, straight into a shrug. Bloody hell, feeling that. Only 30 kilos, but that lit me up. So I like adding in a bent over variation. I've been wanting to do it just because for me, my lower back is weak, and the only way it feels good consistently is if I actually tax it. Now, I'm taxing on my leg day with my stiff leg deadlift, but that is still 3 days away. So a little bit of lower back load exposure here isn't going to be the end of the world. So yeah, like I said, the rest of the session I feel pretty happy with, pretty locked in. For this, I just wanted to play around with, and so far, that was a great success. So let's go a little bit heavier and get a little bit more fucked up. What's next? Get ready to laugh. So, pull-ups up next. Why pull-ups? Because I've always been shit at them. I like quite a few of exercises in my program at the moment. I don't want to be as shit. However, I'm going to put my excuses out there nice and early. I have programmed them 5th exercise in, and I have also just come back from a weekend away in the Peak District, and I'm slightly ashamed to say I may have put on 10 pounds over the weekend. So I'm not sure I can compare these to last week because I am considerably heavier. But even with that said, I looked bigger and fuller. So maybe there's some merit into a diet consisting of carrot cake, fish and chips, and bacon sandwiches. So the way I structure this, I started off week 1, I did 4 sets of 4 reps, no 3 sets, no 4 sets of 3 reps. I then progressed to 4 sets of 4 reps. I'm now on 4 sets of a ropey 5 reps. I'm not going to claim anything other. The last couple are pretty fucking ugly and they don't get any better. But like I said, I'm not giving up. It's a different movement. I love it and hate it. But I'm stubborn, so see if I can turn into a CrossFitter. Start doing all that. Feel free to rinse me in the comments about my pull-ups. I'm under no illusion. I won't lie though, like a couple of weeks ago, I did film a couple of sets because in my head they looked a certain way. Do you know what I mean? They look good. And I watched the video back and that video will never be posted. But today you get to see how bad they are. So very much an Instagram versus reality moment. Unless Sam's really good at editing. So, finishing the session with biceps, single arm, isolation curl, whatever you want to call it. Slightly high volume on biceps because I just feel it more, but this one is one where I'll actually focus on like loading and progressing a little bit each session. So I've got one more lead-in set. I'm going to go to a new weight today and see what I can do. One thing to consider on like isolation biceps, isolation delts, you know, the increase in weight here is 2.5 kilos between dumbbells. That's quite a large percentage of load. So, you know, don't progress weight until you've got your reps in the bag on the previous rate and you can actually own the next one. So we'll see if I can or not. And then after that, I've got a superset just to pump the guns and finish the session off with a juicy pump. So very nearly done. One more superset. So I did the single arm isolation curls, loading top set, loading back off set. Absolutely ruins me. And then just 3 sets, incline dumbbell curls, bit of a stretch, and then like a hammer grip dumbbell spider curl, just because I feel it. And to be honest, at this point, I can't really supinate terribly well because my arms are fucking pumped. So yeah, very much just finishing off. Last set. I'll treat you to a little bit of posing of some of my favourite shots because I can't be fucked with the ones I don't need to do anymore. And then that's a wrap. Yes guys, so training done, a little bit of posing done just to stay accountable, but fantastic session. I know I probably sound like a broken record, but to be honest, I hope I continue to sound like a broken record. Training is so good right now, so fun, you know, it's sort of taking me back years probably in terms of how much I'm enjoying it. Yes, there's some, you know, variation, but I think it's just the sort of lack of pressure and maybe the fact that I don't need to overthink everything that I'm doing, and is it 100% best for my progress, and is it 100% best for, you know, what I need to improve on for next year, because, you know, I don't need to look like a bodybuilder. I want to look like a bodybuilder, but I don't know if that makes sense. It's quite hard to kind of vocalize but I definitely feel like less stress, less pressure, and I'm just relishing it. I'm really enjoying it. And if anything, it's probably, you know, just making this next chapter even easier to transition into. You know, my cardio is going well. I'm definitely getting fitter. My weight's in a good place, except for the weekend. And yeah, like work's good, home's good, life's good. So on that very positive note, I'm going to wrap up an awesome session. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share. I can't thank you guys enough. You know, the content is not stopping, as I said to you, just because I'm not a, you know, a bodybuilder and I'm now a hobby builder. I'm going to continue to push the content out. So if you've got specific things you'd like to see, I am in more of a position now to kind of, I suppose, orientate my my content towards what people want rather than just what I want to show. But at the end of the day, I'll continue to show what I want to show regardless. So yeah, comment below. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.